Welcome to our fourth episode of Working with Manus. If you're not familiar with Manus and you have not already watched the first episode in this series, please do so you can see the elements, you understand the user interface and what are all the elements that I'm going to describe. So go back to episode 1. The first half of this episode 1 is really an introduction to how Manus works, because I will not really explain these elements today. So here we're looking at branding. Branding is a very complicated topic. It's really complex. Do you like a brand? You don't like a brand? Does the brand represents the brand elements? Is it a good brand or a bad brand? And I wanted to see how I could use Manus. This is already one of the use cases that is part of our training. And we use it because it's so complicated, and we use it to show that AI can help, but doesn't do 100% of the job. It can help in several parts. So what we had even before we looked at Manus, we had very good prompts that will allow either a classical model or a reasoning model to create new brands. And in that case, we want to create a new brand for ourselves, System in Motion. We want to create a brand that is more related to AI, more related to acceleration, efficiency, training, education. So we want these elements to be there. So we've defined all the brand elements, and we've asked Manus to generate a list of 20 new brands. So we're actually using a standard prompt that is just going to run against an LLM, and there's nothing special about it. And the result we get are very similar to what we would get if we send that prompt directly into a text model. Yeah. So far, we're not using any special capabilities of Manus. But then again, it becomes interesting when we ask Manus, are these brands available for domain registration? Because if I want this to become the new name of my company, I want to make sure that I can buy the domain name. And I'm just giving this very simple instruction. I'm not asking Manus how to do it, not even why I want to do it. Yeah. And then Manus gets to work immediately, creating its to-do list into how it's going to assess the ability by itself. Based on the context, Manus has decided that we would like maybe a .com, a .ai, a .tech, or maybe other relevant domain names. Let's see what's coming out. So Manus is downloading a bunch of packages, building its ability to query availability, and it's first assessing the availability as a table. So for the first name, for the first brand name, it's been already registered in .com, .ai, .tech, .io, and so on and so on and so on. And for some of them, they already registered in all four. And for others, they are still available. There's still some availability. Yeah, but this is not that easy to read. So Manus has decided to create a summary. So then Manus has given us a summary. All the .com are registered for all the 20 brands. There are 2 that are where the .ai is still available. There are 7 where the .tech is available, and 6 where the .io is available. And then some have 2 availabilities on, and then these are the availabilities per domain per TLD, and these are the one with several availabilities, 2 and 1. Yeah, and then overall this is a recommendation, and then the complete table. That's great, that's fine, but I don't like it because I want a .com. So I'm just telling that to Manus. I want a .com, how should we do? Then Manus says, all right, this is what we should do. We should use more descriptive word, compound word, domain acquisition, alternative spelling. And he's going again, doing a completely new to-do list to generate more names. But before that, it's coming out with 4 different strategies and asking me, the user, to choose. So we can generate variation on existing brands. We can add descriptive words to existing brands, create entirely new brands, and focus on specific brands. I say no. I think as a user that it will be more efficient to create the neologisms, so words that don't exist. Yeah, and we have a better chance of getting a .com if we create words from syllables that are coming from keywords. Yeah. All right, so I'll develop neologism, coming out with a strategy how to create a neologism, which is exactly what I mean, without telling it, Manus is coming out with exactly that strategy, coming out with keywords and breaking these keywords into smaller pieces to combine them. Yeah. Then it's coming out with those names, those new names, and then checking again their ability and coming out with 4 proposals that are probably not the best, but at least these .com names are available. Yeah. So this concludes our fourth episode in the series, working with Manus. I hope you understand that the ability of Manus to go and shift and create new to-do list and change strategy based on the user input. What is really starking in this use case is that I gave very, very, very little instruction at every step of the way. Manus was very good at keeping the context, still not losing all the brand elements throughout the entire discussion, and coming out with something that will have taken probably 5 or 10 hours, just of research, assessment, going back and forth between the website. So this one, in terms of quality, is just extremely good. Unless you are a branding agency, you don't do this every day. But this way of working is highly transferable to other topics where you need to go and grab information from the internet, and you go and need to change strategy based on the early failure of the strategy. So please subscribe to our YouTube account if you want to see our next episode in the series Working with Manus.